Hey, my name's John Jester. This is my philosophy on how to establish and maintain relationships with young people to create effective youth ministry. I personally believe that Jesus Christ is the most magnetic and hypnotizing figure that mankind has ever known. That's why the Bible says that if he be lifted up from the earth, he'll draw all men unto himself. That is the formula for attracting new Christians, for attracting new converts into the Christian faith, is placing the focus on Jesus Christ. And I believe it's the same for youth ministry. I think that you can put together as many events as you want to, and establish as many programs as you want to. But if those programs and events don't include the power and presence of Jesus Christ, then we're just throwing cool programs. In order to evangelize, in order to effectively introduce a generation to who Jesus is, we have to magnify him, and we have to make him the center and the focal point of everything that we do in terms of ministry. I think that maintaining those relationships with students operates under the exact same philosophy. Jesus was love incarnate. He was the embodiment of the love of God to humanity, and I think that as ministers we have to be representatives of that love. Teenagers today just seek to be loved on and involved, and to have something that they where they can hang their hat, a place where they can belong. And it's scary because culture teaches teenagers that in order to belong, it's okay to live a deviant lifestyle. It's okay to participate in all types of sinful activity, and it's okay for you to deny the existence and the very presence of a God. You have to be all inclusive. But while culture is telling our teenagers that it's all right to be homosexual, and that it's all right to experiment with drugs, and that it's all right to not have a relationship with a loving God, I think that we have to be the voice that counters all of those thought processes. We have to be the voice that says deviant lifestyle is not acceptable. We have to be the voice that says that participating in sinful activity is not acceptable. But even more so than that, we have to be the voice that says that there is a God that will accept you and love you right where you are, and that he is faithful enough to get you from a position of uncleanliness and change you into a creation that reflects his love inside of those individuals. Teenagers are in a very precarious and troubling time in our society, and we have to make sure as ministers that the primary thing that we're doing is introducing them to a God who not only cares about who they are, but also cares about where they're going. He loves them so much that he will accept them no matter where they are and what they're involved in, but he loves them too much to leave them that way. I believe that if you continuously instill those ideals, that you will build an effective youth ministry. Now, don't get me wrong. You can instill those ideals in various ways. You can do large programs, and you can have. I'm a sight and sound kind of guy. You can have sights, and you can have sounds, and you can have parties, and you can have events that knock the socks off of people. But the event has to be couched around the fact that Jesus Christ desires a relationship with a dying world. And if you can instill that Christ is the answer to everything that ails humanity, and if you can introduce that to teenagers on their terms, and if you can introduce that to teenagers not just on their terms, but also in a way that they understand that you are the representation of that love in their lives, then you will build relationships, and relationships build people, and people build ministries. So you have to start from a bedrock of introducing the truth of who Jesus is and why you do what you do. I believe that maintaining relationships with teenagers is probably the easiest thing that you'll ever do, because once they're committed, once they're devoted, and once you have their attention, they serve, they love, and they commit their whole selves. This generation is characterized by its ability to love wholeheartedly, and everything it does, they do to the maximum. If they're sloth and if they're lazy, they are lazy and they're slothy to the maximum. But if they're committed and their prayers, and they are worshipers. They worship to the maximum, they pray to the maximum, and they're committed to the maximum. So if we can introduce them to a loving God to get involved in and give them a reason to be involved, then we'll never lose those relationships, and they will grow into older people. They will grow into adults who not only magnify Jesus Christ, but introduce the next generation to his love. Thank you.